Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You want the secrets to be like Mike. Find it. All you have to do is put the work in and believe you can attain it. I left all the ingredients to
I
my
want to be like Mike.
greatness on an island out there.
Now looking back at last episode, some comments were pointing out some plot holes that I'm quickly gonna fix and address. I decided for the sake of everything making sense to swap James Harden for Joel Embiid as Warlord and Jaylen Brown for Zion Williamson as Warlord as well. This will all make sense later in the video.
Okay. I hear it.
Future king of whoop.
Is this me or is this shit tweaking on me? What the heck?
Victor D. Wemby.
What the fuck?
Wemby, you're meant to be a Marine. We're the Spurs. Our culture is ingrained in traditional basketball.
Grandpa!
And you can't stray away from the way we play.
Just cause I'm a big doesn't mean I have to stay in the post all day. I want to be the king of hoopers, and the only way I could do that is if I do my own thing.
Spider-Man.
Now, like I said last episode, Tim D. Duncan was one of the most powerful admirals in Marine history. And after decades of keeping the hoop peace world in fundamental order, him and his soldiers,
Nah, Tim Duncan as Garp makes sense.
the Spurs, were the greatest
Yeah.
example of what a Marine squad should look like. But that all changed when Wemby came on the scene and took over Tim D. Duncan's squad after they retired. With no intentions of conforming to the fundamental laws of basketball, Wemby set out to form his own crew and start his journey to become the king of hoopers. And his first stop was to find a point guard.
Point guard. So he made Chris Paul Zorro? Bro, stop this shit, bro. Are we serious?
I gotta get out of Sacramento. I won't ever find a ring working with a Marine team. The first ship I find, I'm out of here. Hey! Huh? Who's that? Hey, Fox. Who are you and how do you know my name? I'm the future king of the Hoopers.
I thought he
Victor D.
misspelled
Wemby.
hood piece. Nah,
What do you
nah,
want? I want you to join my crew. I need a point guard to help me navigate. Perfect timing.
Oh, he just makes it up
Now,
all the
Wemby
way.
and Fox are two players who come from traditional Marine teams.
Wait, hold on. Wait, De'Aaron Fox is actually on the Spurs. I forgot about this. No, this makes sense. Oh, I'm tweaking.
Now, the teams that
forgot.
make up the Marines consist of the Bucks, the Jazz, the Kings, the Wizards, the Hawks,
So the
the
Marines are the East.
Trailblazers, the
Fair.
Pistons, the Nets,
Fair.
Rockets, Clippers, and the Celtics. Now, like I said before, the Spurs were originally a part of the Marines until over time, the old members retired. And with being led by a young new captain, Wemby's first order in action as the leader of the Spurs was to relinquish the Marine title
no, this
and
is go
go
tough.
after the 6 ring poneglyphs. Now, one example of something similar to this happening was with Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks. The Mavs were originally a pirate group that had one of the most fearsome and unethical hoopers at the time in Dirk Nowitzki. With notoriously breaking the fundamental rules of the game by using long-range attacks as a big, he used his
Wow.
notorious power to take down some of the most fearsome pirates.
What do y'all think the greatest power forward is? Niggas be saying Tim Duncan. It has to be Tim Duncan, right? It has to be Tim. But Dirk definitely changed it. Dirk definitely did change that shit.
But it wasn't until one day Dirk decided that it was time for him to use his power for the good of basketball that he switched over to the Marines and quickly climbed up the ranks to become an admiral. Now, in the era where we have some of the most dominant hooper pirates we've ever seen, there has to be a force to match their power and keep the balance in the world. The Marines are currently led by 3 admirals: Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jason Tatum. Each of these guys have played their part in keeping each Yonko from getting another ring poneglyph. But while they're handling tougher enemies and bigger problems like the Yonkos, there has to be a batch of strong hoopers to contain everything else. And these guys are known as vice admirals.
Oh, this is so tough. Sabonis is a vice admiral? I guess. What's up, Tuna? I'm doing great. How you doing? Okay, yeah, I can see this. I can see Jalen Brown as admiral. Not bad. What'd you do today, bro?
What? I mean, I just don't understand. Like, how do you trade Luka?
This changes shit. This changes shit. So what would this make? So what would this be?
You're Luka Doncic. He's the franchise.
So Luka under Whitebeard. What would this be?
You trade Luka.
R6 Morgan. Yeah. After there's one more video I have to catch up on for Hoop Piece, and then I can watch R6 Lore after this.
Hey, Luka.
Brian.
Welcome to the crew.
Brian. Is that Bronny?
Now, I don't know what in the world came over the Maverick Pirates by shipping away their captain, for an Asian and delicate vice captain of the Bronbeard Pirates in AD. It's an odd exchange that I just can't seem to wrap my head around. After almost leading his crew to their first ring poneglyph, it seems that the Maverick Pirates lost faith in their captain Luka Doncic, leading them to the hoop piece. Never in my life did I think I would ever see a member of the worst generation be betrayed by his own crew. Now, due to this exchange between Luka and AD, the new captain, Kyrie Irving, decided for the safety of the crew and his owner, they seek refuge with the government and become warlords. But to my surprise, that's not the only major change that happened across the seas. The only way the Mavs Pirates were accepted to be warlords is due to the fact that Jimmy Butler relinquished him and his crew of that title to team up with a very powerful Yonko and Shanks Curry. Now, some are saying this might give Curry enough help to make his final push for the hoop piece. And as we all know, with Luka joining the Bronbeard Pirates, it also gives Bronbeard another chance to make his final push to the hoop piece as well. Both these Yonkers remain with only 4 ring poneglyphs. The question is, who in the world is gonna get their 5th ring first?
Golden Island. Curry! Curry and Shanks, it just makes sense. Curry and Shanks makes sense, bro.
Hey, Drake. What's up?
No glass.
After this move, this may be our final chance to get a ring. Our last stance, huh? Yup. We only have 2 more ring poneglyphs left to find the hoop piece. Hopefully giving up Wiggins to the Heat Pirates for exchange of their hostage was worth it. I've heard a lot about this Jimmy guy.
This is fire.
Curry. Draymond. Welcome to the crew.
Welcome to the
Now
crew.
you do anything such as look at the captain, Roger.
Oh, this nigga Draymond, bro. Get on somewhere, nigga. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit, bro. No, nigga. Fuck.
You're dealing with me.
Wemby apparently disappeared and no one has a trace of where he is.
Someone that strong doesn't just disappear. He has to be somewhere.
Talking about disappearing, where's Kawhi? But anyways, I don't
LOL.
care where Wemby's at or where he's gone to. It just means one less pirate we have to worry about finding a ring poneglyph. After all, we still have a lot to deal with to make sure Bronbeard and Curry don't make it to their 6th ring. No, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that you watched the whole video and you still haven't followed any of the social media yet? You're missing out on polls, previews.
Exposed.
On Hoop Piece.
Our culture is ingrained in traditional basketball, and you can't stray away from the way we play.
Just cause I'm a beat doesn't mean I have to stay in the post all day. I want to be the king of hoopers. I gotta get out of Sacramento. I won't ever
They really made Wemby Luffy. It just made it.
working with a Marine team. First ship I
Wemby actually has potential to be the GOAT, bro.
find, I'm out of here.
Wemby apparently disappeared
Looks like it was made by Animan Studios. I don't know what a fucking Animan Studios is, bro. You know what that is. You be on your editing shit. Appreciate the follow, Emery B. Appreciate the follow. Oh, wait, that's not you. That was not you that followed. That was JDC, JDQ. What's up, JDB? Appreciate the follow, man. You know what I'm saying?
and no
What's
one has
up,
a trace
Emery?
of where he is. I don't care
What's
where
up,
Wemby's
Emery?
at or where he's gone to. It just means one less pirate we have to worry about finding a ring poneglyph.
Wait, Fame, is that like the normal like animation shit? I low-key want to start making a couple animations, bro. On some cool shit, on some board shit.
Bronzebeard's backstory, origins of the strongest hooper.
You know, Tim, my time keeping the sea safe is running out. My back problems is making it harder and harder to keep up with the new pirates. Now that Jordan revealed that their hoop piece exists.
Fantastic. Doing great.
And every year, stronger pirates are starting to take up the seas. Me, Hakeem, and Malone tried our best to end the age of piracy, but ultimately wasn't strong enough to fully stop Jordan's reign over the seas. And I'm afraid a similar problem is soon going to approach you.
Oh, this is so tough, bro. They had 2-3 Bron.
As the Admiral, I think it's time for me to relinquish my title and pass the torch to you to carry the franchise and protect the world from this potential issue.
I need water. Yo, these deadass, these oranges low-key gave me some energy. I see why people say you should actually eat fruits, bro. That shit is not a joke. Oh, so who'd be on God Valley?
Before Bronbeard D. James rose to be renowned as one of the strongest hoopers of all time, he started off as just a boy in a small unknown island in the East Blue named Akron. LeBron's village was a small market village abandoned by the government due to not being able to produce enough money to pay for marine protection, meaning he was born in one of the most toughest environments. With his village suffering from poverty and hunger, Bronbeard, who at the time just went by LeBron, made it his mission to try to provide a better life for his home island. And with being abandoned by the government, the only way he was able to potentially provide for his people was to take on the seas and become a pirate. Now, despite LeBron being from a poor island, his strength, potential, and knowledge of the seas were unmatched by any.
Definitely need that. LOL. You know about your vitamins and shit? What vitamins do I? What are the essential vitamins? C, D. What does E do? What's vitamin E do?
Pirate anyone has ever seen.
Wait, where you from?
And through his adolescence, Bron was able to garner up a small crew and raise terror in neighboring islands and build up a name for himself. With conquering almost every small island around him, his name naturally started to spread like wildfire around the world. And with many people hearing about a young LeBron's exploits, many started to deem him as the chosen one, or better yet, the next potential king of pirates. Now, a very known pirate group named the Cavaliers reigned over many territories that Bron had wreaked havoc on. But instead of attacking him, they saw potential in the young LeBron James and asked him to come aboard their ship. Now, unlike many great pirates before him, who were selfish and only valued treasure and success, Bron was different. He didn't just view his crew members as pawns to achieve his goal like others, but he saw the importance of forming bonds and treating his crew members like family. But unfortunately, his crew initially didn't really respect LeBron early on. Some of his crew members started to doubt if he was truly as strong as they've heard. But despite the doubts, Bron was able to lead the Cavaliers to many victories over other pirate crews. And due to this, LeBron's name started to spread more like wildfire across the world, and this wasn't for no reason. With Bron leading his crew through many tough battles, he was eventually able to make his way across the Grand Line.
Carrots is good for it, and I'm from Yorkers, New York.
Now the Grand Line.
I got a New York YN, bro. Wait, how old are you? Let me not call you a YN. You might be one of the, you know what I'm saying?
It's a place where the top.
Wait, how old do I look, bro? Let's be real. Don't listen to these niggas in the chat too.
Crews go to find a ring poneglyph, or in other words, in this world, the Grand Line is essentially the playoff.
C for energy? C for like bones or shit? What's for bones?
No one able to contain
Southside streamers. I've been enjoying watching the small creators and more authentic big time streamers. Oh, for sure. Are you a streamer? Are you 25? Okay. Wait. Okay, so you're from New York. You gonna go to DreamCon this year?
Power, he was able to make his way to the island that held the first ring poneglyph, where he unfortunately met a young powerful admiral in Tim D. Duncan and his marine squad, the Spurs. And in this battle, Bron was utterly defeated by Tim D. Duncan and his crew in the worst way. Duncan and his marine squad was able to sink a total of 4 ships from the Cavs fleet while remaining unharmed. With being beaten, LeBron came to a realization.
Bron became an yo. This is such a good Yo, this is such a great idea, bro. I'm pissed this doesn't have 1 million views, bro. But he had to leave Cleveland. We going
He
to
realized
Miami.
if he ever had hopes of liberating his hometown village and becoming the king of hoopers, he was going to have to depart from his original crew, the Cavs Pirates, and join a far more stronger crew. And with him already having built a name for himself, it didn't take too long for him to find a crew to accept him in. But the next crew LeBron joined
25, but I'm
wasn't just
21.
any
I
type
ain't
of
no
crew.
25.
It was a crew that currently belonged to another well-known pirate who also came from the East Blue, a pirate who had successfully already led his team to a ring poneglyph.
You around 22, 24? Got you. Fair. I'm about to turn 22 this year, though. So I accept that one. Real. Appreciate that, though.
Dwayne Wade.
Vitamin D's for the
And
Bulls.
joining them came another
Pause. No, I'm playing.
pirate who was also making his name known across the seas with his crew, the Raptors Pirates, and Chris Bosh. This newly formed crew instantly was revered by every pirate crew around the world, and without wasting a lick of time,
You watch anime?
start showing how dominant they really
Hey,
were
this
by
host-
wreaking havoc across the seas instantly.
Now, a major thing happened across the seas today. 3 captains decided to come together and form some type of cross guild on the seas. Wade, Bosh, and most importantly, LeBron James has decided to team up under the Heat Pirate flag. Now, some are saying that Bron leaving the Cavs Pirates was a complete betrayal to his home island. And I must admit, I kinda have to agree. Bron just looks like that type of guy, you know? And I don't like that type of guy.
What type of
He's
guy?
the type of guy that'll go anywhere and do anything for any type of success. The type of guy who confront you in front of a whole crowd about his kid. Now, I don't know where I got that
This is awkward. So this is Stephen A. How come Stephen A got more swag in the animation than IRL? What the fuck is this?
from, but I just have a feeling in my gut that he's just that type of guy. But anyways, this newly formed crew is wasting no time terrorizing the world. Some are even saying that they might be the strongest pirate crew ever.
Bruh. You mean on streams and shit? Man, music, vids, reactions, making music, reacting to these shits. I'm about to do IRL shits. I'm about to give these niggas a cooking stream. It's been a year since I promised the cooking stream. They ain't got it.
Ever assembled. Now, only time can tell how powerful this crew can be. After all,
Hoes?
D-Wade already
No,
has
let me not
experience.
say hoes. Let me not say hoes. I've been chilling on the hoes recently. We're trying to get right with God.
Capturing one ring poneglyph. So maybe he can help Bron and Bosh finally get one. But who really knows?
With both Bron and Wade already having experience traveling through the Grand Line, it didn't take them too long to find another island that held a ring poneglyph. But once again, staying in their way was a Marine Admiral.
And I'm obsessed with One Piece. Not crazy obsessed, but I love the show, man. It's just peak, you know?
But this time, the Admiral guarding the ring poneglyph was a former pirate who turned Marine, Dirk Nowitzki.
We meet once again.
Hi, Dirk.
It's a different day, but it's gonna be the same result, Dirk. You don't have a single person on your crew to stop me and LeBron.
Or so you thought.
Oh, I have someone for him, all right.
Jason Terry. JJ Barea. The only fucking asterisk or mark on LeBron's career for real, bro. Jeez.
Now, like I stated earlier, D-Wade was able to acquire a ring poneglyph earlier in his career, and this was all due to help from a former Yonko and Shaikdo. Now, long before Dirk switched over to the Marines, he was once a pirate who had goals of finding the
Shaq is
hoop.
Kaido. Okay, so Bron. So who's on God Valley? Bron, Shaq, Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's on God Valley. Okay, Tim Duncan's on God Valley. Who would be Big Mama? Who would be Big Mama? Would it be who's the owner of the Lakers? What's her name again? Penny? Not Penny. Nabetter? What's up? Nabetter.
As well, and on his way to finding his first ring poneglyph, he met a Heat crew led by Wade and Shaikdo on the island where the first ring poneglyph was. The Mavs Pirates and the Heat Pirates battled for days to acquire possession of the ring, but in the end, Dirk was defeated by an overwhelming upcoming pirate in Wade and an overpowered former Yonko and Shaikdo. This battle left him bitter of pirates and ultimately prompted his decision to switch over to the Marines and become an admiral. But back to the present day, with this not being the first time Dirk and Wade met, Wade felt confident that him, Bron, and Bosh could overpower Dirk and his Maverick squad once again. But little did they know, ever since Dirk lost his first battle, he's been prepping up a better crew and building strength to get revenge on Wade and the Heat Pirates. And with him unleashing his ultimate weapon, Bron once again was faced with a harsh defeat. Angry and tired from defeat, Bron and Wade knew only one thing was going to help them acquire a much needed ring poneglyph, and that was to acquire what every great crew has and needs, a sharpshooter. And they knew exactly where to find one.
Ray Allen. went to Impel Down.
After freeing Ray Allen from being held captive by the Celtic Marines and recruiting him to their crew, LeBron and Wade once again set their sights on acquiring another ring poneglyph. But as usual, an obstacle would get in their way of achieving this goal. But this time, instead of a Marine standing in their way,
this is a properly put together fucking show.
it was a young pirate group who've been wreaking havoc on the world. A crew filled with young talent with endless potential, the Thunder Pirates. But this time, the Heat Pirates had been battle tested and had more experience on their shit. And without much resistance, they were able to sink all 4 of the Thunder's ships while only losing 1 of theirs. And with the Heat barely clearly imposing their dominance on this upcoming crew, Bron was finally able to attain his first ring poneglyph. But with goals of becoming the future king of hoopers and fully liberating his island back home, he knew that this was only a start to a long journey. So him and the Heat Pirates set their sights on finding the next island that possessed the ring.
We in Wano? Oh, no, we're not. Navy base.
LeBron and Wade are finally active again,
It's like Wano as if it's fucking movie.
I know exactly where they're headed.
With traveling the seas for some time, they were finally able to find an island and get their hands on another ring poneglyph. But before they were able to leave the island, LeBron was greeted with a very familiar face, the Marine soldier that ultimately made him leave his first crew. But this time was different than the last time Tim D. Duncan and Bron met. This time Bron had help.
Speed fruit. Fire. Oh my gosh. Mark fruit. What? Devil fruit none. Real. Why they do Chris Bosh like that, bro? No, that's ugly.
Now
I
this
could have given him like floor stretcher.
battle lasted for days, with each crew showing how formidable they have both become with time and experience. But ultimately, the Heat Pirates were able to overpower Tim Duncan and his
What beat is this? What instrumental is this? What song is this from?
Marine
J. Cole
squad
song.
by sinking off 4 of their ships. LeBron was able to get his get back on Tim Duncan and collect yet again another ring poneglyph to help him navigate the hoop piece. And with leading his crew to take down the Admiral, LeBron was able to gain the title of an Emperor of the Sea, aka a Yonko. Now, as you expected, someone as strong as Tim Duncan, especially with him being an Admiral, wasn't gonna just sit down and let LeBron and the Heat Pirates take over and run the seas. In due time, the Spurs and the Heat Pirates once again clashed at the site of another island that contained a ring poneglyph. But this time, Tim D. Duncan and his Spurs squad were able to put a stop to the Heat Pirates' brief dominance over the seas.
That was the next episode 2? Oh, yeah.
No,
I mean,
let me get
episode
this
4?
straight. You mean to tell me that you watched the whole video?
Oh, we
and
getting
you
episode 4 soon. Yeah, Sarsky. Damn. I'm a One Piece fucking nerd. Yeah.